Hi, I'm Callan Heisey. I am part of the NCS STEM class this year, and I'm doing a kind of overview video of the class and my experience. Coming into STEM class this year, I had heard from multiple other students who had taken STEM that it was a pretty laid-back class and that there wasn't much of a homework load. This year I learned that though the atmosphere of the class is pretty laid back, that there is a homework load and there is work that we have to do for the class. It pushed me outside of my comfort zone, having me do things from reaching out to big companies for products to review, to teaching kindergartners about little bits, to running a stand at open house, making popsicle stick crafts with kids. One part of the class that I struggled with the most was the product reviews. We had to find a STEM-related product and review it every month. One thing that I found frustrating and annoying was that even though you might write 10 companies asking for products, there's no promise that you are not going to get a response from every single one of them saying, we received your request and nothing more. I found that really frustrating. And another thing about those products that I struggled with was the fact that they are monthly. So even once you get the product, get it shipped to you, write the review, then another review is going to be right around the corner for the next month. STEM class helped me to learn about new STEM technologies and products and pushed me to reach out to big companies, which is outside of my comfort zone, for products to review and to not procrastinate and to stay on top of my work. I learned about a bunch of new STEM products this year: Arduino, Makey, Chibitronics, and Tinkercad, to name a few. Although I sometimes had trouble figuring out and getting started with these products, they weren't terribly hard to understand after working with them a little while. One thing I enjoyed about this class was the fact that for these products we learned about them by working with them hands-on. So instead of having someone like walk us through how to use them, we were kind of just thrown in with them, which was difficult sometimes at the beginning, but once you started getting used to working with those products, I think it helped me learn or to gain a better, deeper understanding of how they worked. Recently we've been working on a Little Bits project, which I've had a lot of fun experimenting with, and we've also done a few things this year dealing with basic coding, which I found less exciting as I've taken computer science classes at Nori. Another thing we've done throughout the year is Disruptus, which is something we do weekly. So there's this big stack of cards and they all have an object on them. So they'll have some of them have like a pen or a water bottle, or there's one with a ski lift, and there's a bunch of different things. And then there's a die that will decide what we have to do with that thing. So there's 4 different options. The Disruptus option has you use something else to do that product's job. Transform has you use that object to do something else. Create 2 has you combine that object with the next object on the top of the card to make something new. And Improve has you improve that object. I enjoy this game because I feel like it helps me push myself to think more innovatively and think of doing new things with things that already exist. One thing that I found difficult about these were that there were some card and action combinations that were really difficult. For instance, I had one that was I had to disrupt a dishwasher, so I had to find a different object to do the job of a dishwasher, which I found difficult, but they aren't all that hard. I would tell other kids taking STEM to be prepared to work on STEM stuff outside of class and to be prepared for the workload, because you can't just breeze through this class. I think that if I wouldn't have worked on STEM things outside of class, especially since I only have 2 classes a week, I would not have gotten all my STEM work done. Overall, I liked the class. I really liked the relaxed classroom atmosphere. Although I found it easy to get distracted, I found I could really be productive if I didn't get distracted. I'm glad I took this class. I've learned a lot throughout this year. Although the work can seem like a lot, especially if you tend to procrastinate like I do, this class really pushed me to stay on top of the work and to learn more about STEM and its products and technologies.